Good morning. It has been a very interesting few days astrologically. Venus and Pluto were conjoined yesterday and the day before, and that unearths a bunch of what is it that I'm truly passionate about? What is it that I have been holding down in terms of how I express my values, what it is that I create, how it is that I love, how it is that I choose what I create, love, and do. And Venus has moved on, but now Mercury is right there on the precipice of being with the Sun and with Pluto. It's between the two. So the weather has been like wild, as the geosolar magnetic storms have been wild. And I saw something in the middle of the night last night that made me go, I have never seen that before. The wind was blowing the snow straight across and up. So it was like blowing across and up. And it was a complete whiteout. And it brought me back to some images of movies that I'd seen long ago that were sci-fi, but also really kind of WTF. What does that look like? What does that mean? It was haunting, and it was surreal and otherworldly. And all of these planets making contact right now with Pluto as it's moving through the early stages of Aquarius is otherworldly. There is much that is moving. The energy is frenetic and kinetic. And the waves of either sleeplessness or lethargy or feeling like a bit of a paralysis for whatever reason. And when I say paralysis, it's like the body feels heavy. The energy just isn't there. Discombobulation, strange occurrences. This is Pluto in Aquarius. It is unearthing the many things that are occurring, that have been occurring, but are now being brought forward. Pluto rules the underworld, transformation. So we are literally being transformed in our values, our creation, in the things that we have either been suppressing, repressing, denying, holding down, things that are being brought forward because our alignment perhaps isn't being observed with authenticity. Conversations are tough. Things are coming up from the past that are tough. And this has a bigger effect than simply just being. Like, we are connected. Pluto in Aquarius is about community, the greater whole, the higher echelon of the collective mind. So if you can imagine in your own mind the depths at which Pluto operates and the height at which Aquarius embodies, the water bearer, pouring the cosmic emotions, thoughts of the collective into our own spiritual waters. Because after Aquarius comes Pisces. So this evening, just before 7 p.m., the Sun and Mercury will be conjunct within 15 arc minutes. So like a quarter of a degree. And then Mercury is a degree away from Pluto. And Mars is right on the heels of all of this at the very end of Aquarius, where the new moon in Capricorn was. Mars is happy in Capricorn. Mars is exalted. Mars operates with great strength and stability there. So we are in the throes of these big, monumental movements at this moment. And with the Sun being conjunct Mercury, the song that's running through my mind is by Manfred Mann, Blinded by the Light, revved up like I don't even know what the rest of the words are, as a runner of the night. Like, that song doesn't make sense, really. But this is the song that's playing with Mercury, Kazemi, the sun. And Kazima means that like it's less than 17 arc minutes of presence. So we have to really tune into what is arising and really being able to hold alignment and presence, Mars in Capricorn, and being steady with what it is we wish to create and express. And there's a lot of instability. But if you think about the moment where you were most unsure, but you had to take an action, and you knew you had to take an action, you didn't know the outcome. This is kind of feeling like that. At the same time, there's many, many events happening on the world stage where the leaders of the world are all convening in Europe, talking about world things. It remains to be seen how all of this unfolds. And Neptune is literally like 7 arc minutes of entering into Aries. So we are in a time in the world that has not been seen and recorded before. Be present, hydrate, nourish. These solar storms are sending an extra layer of skittering and unpredictability. Electronics are misbehaving. It's all part of this is what we're walking through. Mostly, be compassionate with yourself and others. Hold grace and space for what it is that the collective is walking through, and it's walking through a lot. What our communities, our families, our immediate circle, ourselves. What a time to be alive. I share this message with you with threads of optimism. We just keep putting one foot in front of the other with presence, doing our best to do our best with the things that are being thrown at us, with the things that are arising. And it really isn't the time to continue suppressing, but it is the time to be mindful and to be present with what is arising, because once words, emotions, and thoughts move from energetic sort of nebulous space being into words, form, they take on a different energy. So say what you must. Be mindful of what you're saying. Be mindful of what you're thinking. You can't believe everything you think. Consider all of the things that are moving around right now. And we are held by the cosmos. There's a bigger divine plan for all of us. We will get through this. Joy, presence, breath, hydration, nourishment, good company, trusted company, and mostly holding yourself. Nobody will do it for you. We will walk through. Blessings. Have a great day. And here we are.